Probably what I'd like to inform you is that we have three greening exercises that we're carrying out on the expressway. There are sections where we have grassing and flowers that are being planted on the ground. We have other sections where we have tree planting. That is in areas where there is proper areas to actually plant the trees. And we also have what we have, as you can see before you, the anchoring of plants onto the structural members, what we call columns or piers. The reason this came about is that we felt that the character of engineering structures sometimes does not create a peaceful environment for people to travel through. It is important that we try and blend our infrastructure with the environment, and we thought that this was a very conducive area to try and introduce a new technology, a novel way of doing things in terms of structure of building structures. And we thought it would be good to cover the columns with the plants. That also gives a soft aspect or soft architecture experience of the structure itself. Or it could look like something organic, something that actually grew out of the ground. I think they'll be very beautiful. As you can see behind me, it's already started taking shape. So it's just to give that pleasant feeling as people are approaching, people are moving through the section. It also gives like a mood of peace and serenity as you're passing through this section. It's just to make them look green and make them like part and parcel of the environment which we find ourselves in. As you know, it's important to ensure that trees are retained because of the contribution they have in terms of the climate change that we're experiencing. These will add an effect of, they create a carbon sink in which they'll be able to absorb any carbon that is being generated by the vehicles that are passing through the route. And again, as I say, it's also important for the peacefulness and the ease, the serenity that it creates as people use this particular road. It also helps to give them a better mood as they're passing through the section. During operations period for the project, for this particular expressway, the operating maintenance contractor will be responsible for it, or the concessionaire as we call them. And they'll continuously water the plants and replant them where need be, where the plants need to be placed. So there'll be a team that is already in place that has been set up, and their full responsibility is to deal with all the landscaping works that has been done on the ground, and also the landscaping that has also been captured on the columns. Well, the plants, as you can see, they are pockets and porous. They're actually porous fixtures, so the water can drain down the face of the pier. As for the actual drainage of the road, this particular project is plugged into the existing system that is on Mombasa Road, and it will be feeding into that drainage system, which is currently under review and upgrading by Kenya. Well, we have tree planting that is also taking place. We have about 3,500 trees we'll be planting. Some of them are on site. The section between JKIA to Cabanas and onwards, where there is space for tree planting, we'll plant trees. But we also have a discussion that's ongoing between the project company Moja Expressway, Kenya ourselves, and also NEMA, that is looking into an off-site location where we can also do an additional number of trees, such as probably a forested area or a game reserve. So we have those two other options that we're considering for landscaping. Well, I wouldn't go into the intricate nature of it all, but just to say that it's in three mechanisms. The first mechanism is to provide a supporting structure on the column. The second one is now the pocket within which you fix onto the column. And then third, you have the pots within which now the plants will be planted and the plants are put into those supporting mechanisms. So there's the support module, which is what is fixed directly onto the column. There's a planting module, which will be the one that holds the pots within which the plants will be placed. Yeah. As you can see right across the road, these are plants that are local to Kenya. And so they're regular plants that you can find all over. And they're those that we think will be able to stand the test of time, as long as, of course, they're manicured and correctly taken care of during the period of maintenance. These plants will be watered every 2 days, and what we'll adopt in the interim is more of a manual approach to watering the plants, which is using a water bowser with enough pressure to water the plants using a hose and pipe. But we're also looking into other mechanisms that can be fit into the structure that may have like self-sustaining